Hello, I'm Eric Tedford, R&D Manager for Summit, and I'd like to take a few minutes to explain the double kickback advantage of Regev hybrid fungicide. Tea tree oil comes from the tea tree plant, which is native to Australia. Tea tree oil is an essential oil, and it's been used for medicinal purposes for many years, and it can be found in skin creams and ointments and lotions today. Please note that tea tree oil is called an oil by name only. It's not really an oil in the classic sense. And I tell you this because I receive many questions from customers that are afraid that tea tree oil might either burn plants, causing phytotoxicity, or not be able to be mixed with adjuvants. Tea tree oil is not phytotoxic, and it can be combined with other adjuvants for use on crops. Tea tree oil contains a number of terpene hydrocarbons with the main constituents listed here. Due to this combination of different chemistries, tea tree oil imparts multiple mechanisms of activity against plant pathogens. So what do I mean by multiple mechanisms of activity? Because tea tree oil contains 8 constituent chemicals, there's activity that inhibits fungal sporulation and spore germination. Tea tree oil also disrupts cell membranes and inhibits respiration and ion transport and fungal growth. Tea tree oil also inhibits quorum sensing, which is integral to the infection process of most plant pathogenic bacteria. And recently there have been publications that reveal that tea tree oil induces systemic resistance and systemic acquired resistance in bananas and tomato plants. By inhibiting sporulation and spore germination, tea tree oil prevents infections from starting. Disruption of cell membranes leads to death of both fungal and bacterial plant pathogens. By inhibiting fungal growth and respiration, tea tree oil prevents sporulation, disease development, and spread of the disease. By inhibiting quorum sensing, tea tree oil prevents bacterial pathogens from infecting plants. Through induction of systemic acquired resistance and induced systemic resistance, tea tree oil allows plants to resist infections and disease development. I was recently asked if Regev provided any kickback activity. Well, let's use this diagram to explain the answer. Fungi generally overwinter in plant tissue, in the soil, or in crop debris. When favorable conditions arise, fungi will sporulate and infect leaves, flowers, and/or susceptible fruit. Disease will develop, and the fungus often will sporulate and reinfect other plants, thus spreading disease further throughout the field. Fungicides are considered preventive if they work early and prevent infections from occurring. Some fungicides are curative and only work after infections have begun. A good example here are triazoles like difenoconazole. Very few fungicides provide antisporulin activity. Tea tree oil provides preventive activity, preventing normal spore development and killing spores. It also inhibits infection of susceptible plant parts. It has curative activity against pathogens that have already infected the plant before applications have been made. And it provides antisporulin activity, reducing further disease spread. Difenoconazole is a curative fungicide, so the combination of tea tree oil and difenoconazole and Regev provides double kickback curative activity. Although triazoles are good fungicides, they lack the ability to prevent infections from starting, and therefore plants waste a lot of energy defending themselves. The combination of tea tree oil and difenoconazole prevents infections from occurring from the start and doubles down on curing those infections that began before applications were made. An additional benefit from tea tree oil is that you also get antisporulin activity as well. So with Regev, you're getting preventive protection, double kickback curative activity, and antisporulin activity as well. To summarize, the competitive advantages of Regev versus other triazole fungicides, you can see that you get multiple mechanisms of activity against both fungal and bacterial plant pathogens. Regev prevents infections from occurring, shuts down infections that have occurred prior to the application, and prevents further spread and overwintering. In other words, the combination of tea tree oil and difenoconazole and Regev provides growers with preventive, double kickback, and antisporulin activity. We should also note that tea tree oil has proven SAR and ISR activity on some plants. Thank you very much for your attention. For more in-depth information about Regev or tea tree oil, please further explore our website. Please also always remember to read and follow label directions.